Well, there's been a little change of plans. I had to go run some errands for about an hour. I was gone, and I only got about an hour of daylight left, so I'm gonna cut a little bit of wood here. I just want to basically get some of this end stuff here cut out so I can make a alley so I can get through to the wood that's in the back, which is the green wood. So I want to get that cut first. So I'm only gonna do is just cut as much as I have to get kind of make a hole through here, so I can eventually get the splitter around there first before I start working on this other stuff. So just gonna cut for a little bit, and then it'll be time to head for home. So here we go. Okay, so I'm about to attack this pile. This was a pile of wood that I got. It was a full truckload. I think it was like 13.5 full cord, something like that, that I got from the logger. He had cut it when it was dead standing wood. And what's nice about that is that a good percentage of the smaller pieces are dry when I get them. So when he cuts them, a lot of times he's not bringing them directly to me. They're sitting in his yard or on the job site, and he just kind of saves them. And this particular pile, he said he had probably for close to a year. So a lot of these pieces were obviously partially dry when they were standing, and then they dried even more when they're sitting in his wood yard or on location. So when I get them, I think this particular load, I remember when I got done splitting, I threw off all the pieces that when I split them they were bone dry, and I had I would say probably close to between 8 and 10 face cords. So maybe a third of it, 25–30% of it was dry and ready to sell, which is really nice because oak is highly in demand in my area. So if I've got oak, it's real easy to sell. So even if someone's calling about one of the ads I have, watch out, ooh, that piece almost got me. They're calling about one of my ads that I have for pine or even mixed hardwood, and if I mention that I got oak, a lot of the people say, oh, I'll take the oak, because it's not that much more money, and they just know it's a longer burning wood that puts out more BTUs. Yeah, this whole situation of me trying to climb around on these pallets where he's got this wood stacked up against it here is not safe. So usually what I like to do is I like to be in my wood yard when my logger or truck driver brings the wood to me. In this particular case, I ordered the wood and I told him to let me know when he's coming. Well, he never let me know. He just showed up, and I came there and here all the wood was unloaded. He just put it where I thought I was going to want it. And I would not have put it that close. I would have left some space on the end so that I can get around and work. I want to be able to move these pallets, but he had the wood right up against it, so it was kind of like frozen in place there. Made it really, really hard to get at the wood. And the wood that's behind it is wood that's green that I wanted to cut first. So just wasn't really planned. I planned it out well, that he just didn't know what I wanted, so I guess got to communicate better. So anyway, yeah, this wood it's really nice. I'm going to definitely be buying more of this, and I got a really good price on this. Normally I pay like between 100 and 110 per pulp cord for the oak that I buy, and this I think I paid $75 because he had it for quite a while, and he told me he could get a lot more of it because they're cutting in a lot of areas that have a lot of oak wilt, so there's a lot of dead standing wood. So for me, for firewood, it's great. The only bad thing is that obviously the bark falls off really easy, so it's messier to cut. And because it is dead standing wood, you do get some stuff that's a little punky from time to time on the outside, or sometimes on the inside. Sometimes you get some hollow pieces. But he does deduct. If he notices there's a bunch of punky stuff or pieces in there that are hollow, he'll deduct and doesn't charge me for them. So anyway, yeah, just cutting up against this pile of pallets here where I've got this pile of wood right up against it is not ideal. I usually like to have it, right where I'm going to be stacking it without having to move it. I know when I cut out in the woods, I'm much less efficient as far as cutting time-wise and how much effort it takes, because you got to cut it and then I have to get it to the trailer if I can't get it really close. So I'm either going to be carrying it, or I'm going to be pulling it in a sled or a cart, whatever I got to do to get it there, and it's just kind of a pain. Because a lot of places I go where I've got land that I can cut on, some friends, a brother-in-law, a neighbor, my dad's land, just small little plots, and I don't have a tractor there, so you kind of just got to get as close as you can to the wood. But anyway, the saw I'm running is a 576 XP. It's one of my older saws. I've had it for like 3 years now. I had another one, but that one died. It was my original one I bought, a 576. Real nice saw. I like it a lot. It's very comparable to a 372. Yeah, 372, which has been around forever. But I bought a new one, and when I went to buy it, I wanted to get another one just like it because I like everything to be the same, but they've been discontinued. So the replacement for it is the 572, which has auto-tune and all that, which the auto-tune, I don't know, it works okay, I guess. I don't have to do anything to it. It seems to work just fine. And so I bought 2 of those, and now that I've been using them a while, they seem to run every bit as good as the 576. And I think they're a little more efficient on gas, a little bit quieter. They're not quite as angry, as I like to call it. I wear earplugs and earmuffs when I'm cutting because I'm already 50% deaf in one ear, and the other ear is not good either. So I try to save my ears as much as possible because it's not like it's going to come back soon. So anyway, I'm just kind of cutting, and what takes a lot of time for me when I cut, especially in a spot like this, is that whenever you cut pieces, obviously, they are in the way. So without having to dance around on top of them with a running chainsaw, every once in a while you got to clear out your work area by chucking them off to the side like this. Takes a lot of extra time. No matter what you do, you got to get rid of them somehow. But it's still way more efficient than cutting in the woods. So anyway, I think that's about it. I think you saw enough of this dangerous act with me jumping around up on these logs here. So we'll get back to doing some live cutting now. See you in a bit. Well, I didn't get much done. I got one saw. I cut this stuff right here. I ran one tank, and I got a message. I got to go pick up my son from work, so I'm not going to get much done. I only got another half hour anyway. So yeah, I wish he wouldn't have loaded these so close to this pile here. I wish he would left me some space, but I'll cut a couple more tanks full, and I'll get this cleared up, and then I can get at that big stuff back here. I mean, check this stuff out back here. These are some big Mahamba Jamas back here, and they're green, so I want to get those cut first actually. So it's going to open up a pathway through here. I'll do that tomorrow, and that way I can get back to that back row. So I do have just a couple of minutes to go check out the flood. I've got a creek in the back of my property here, and I can hear it, so there must be a lot of water coming, because today it was like 55 and sunny. Yesterday it was like 45 and sunny. So I think all the ice has probably been let loose today. Yeah, it's not very high at all actually. But looks like I got some pieces there to pick up. Well, I'll go back here and take a peek at it anyway. Yeah, sun is setting. Beautiful day out though. Yeah, she's flowing pretty good. Supposed to get rain tomorrow, so if it rains tomorrow, I expect this to all get flooded up in here, because usually that's what happens if we get a lot of rain. I just don't know how much we're going to get. If we get a if we get an inch of rain, this will really flood, because it's pretty high right now. Anyway, there's the creek. Head back to the wood pile, because I think I'm gonna call it a day, put my toys away, and go home. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me work. It'd be nice if you'd poke some buttons for me, like or don't like, or whatever you feel like doing. Subscribing would be awesome. And I will see you tomorrow. And you know where I'm going to see you? Right here. Same wood time, same wood channel. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.